Hello, my astrology people. Welcome back to 7 Moons. We are doing a 12-sign forecast today for the new moon in Pisces. It's coming up on March 2nd, and it is a very beautiful energy. I'm super excited about it. On my YouTube channel a couple days ago, I shared a video giving a general read, pulling up the chart for this energy and going over the aspects specifically. So if you are very interested in astrology and really trying to piece together what's going on here, I suggest that you give that video a watch first before moving into your forecast. It helps explain what is going on in the sky that contributes to what this will feel like for each of us. So pause this, go watch that one, and you really should. And I know that most of you skip it and you just go straight ahead to your forecast. Don't do that. Everything will be much more powerful and potent if you give that video a watch first. So go do that. And then as you move into your 12-sign forecast, really you should be watching 3 different signs: your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. That's going to give you the most complete picture of this energy. So with that advice, please take it, and we will get into the 12-sign forecast, beginning, of course, with Aries. Okay, so for Aries, the new moon in Pisces is actually happening in your 12th house, and this is a beautiful energy marking a period in time in which you can really begin to create your ideal scenario when it comes to how you relate to your subconscious mind. You've been working really hard to release, transform, and heal a situation related to your core traumas, wounds, and the things that trigger you and get you into an out-of-body state. And so as you move forward, you're envisioning and dreaming of what your picturesque reality could look like when it comes to being healed and letting go of all the ways that you constantly self-sabotage. That's what this new moon is really about for you. Something is really gaining momentum in your career around this time as well, and it's moving you in a faded new direction when it comes to your public reputation, what you're going to be known for out in the world, and it's transforming your sense of value and what's important to you, and of course, your financial abundance along with it. Now, you are definitely letting go of bad behaviors here. Maybe this, for some of you, could look like shedding debt, finally paying off debt, or resolving issues that you've had with how you relate to your investments or joint finances. But your ideal scenario, while it is going to benefit you and have really good outcomes here over the course of the next 6 months to a year, you might not be seeing the full picture clearly around this time. And I think really the ticket to mastering this energy is going to come in the form of discipline and hard work and commitment to some new group or social network that you're a part of around this time. It really is going to demand a lot of energy from you, and it's going to require a lot of time and consistency. As long as you can get that structure and self-discipline in place, I think you're actually going to be able to create something lasting here that really gets close to your wildest dreams and fantasies. And so for many of you, this might mean that you are involved in some type of maybe you're starting a business that is in some way spiritual or having to do with healing. It could be something related to retreats and vacations that you take around this time that illuminate a new path forward in your career. Either way, this energy is deeply compassionate. It is super imaginative and creative, and you'll be head up in the clouds envisioning what your best case scenario will look like. And it really can come to fruition over the course of the next year. But you've got to be willing to put in the work and the time necessary, and you will be rewarded if you do. Okay, and for Taurus, the new moon for you is happening in your 11th house. It's conjunct Jupiter here, which means around this time you are dreaming up your ideal scenario, the best case scenario for what it will look like for you to connect with the networks that you're a part of in the way that you want to expand your reach to connect with more people around this time. And the ways in which you think that that you hope that your efforts and all the energy and time and consistency and commitment you've been putting in to your career will reward you in the future, in the way that your work will be recognized among the people that you are moving to connect with around this time. It's a dreamy and imaginative period where you can really conjure up what it's going to look and feel like for you and how to draw that in. And around this time, you are really seeing more forward momentum when it comes to the whole way in which you view the world, because there's a pattern that you've been trying to break free of that around this time is starting to shift, and you're able to let go of patterns of self-sabotage and lack of boundaries in your relationships and one-on-one commitments and agreements that you make with other people. And the way that you are shaping your world moving forward is taking better consideration of your own needs and how you connect with other people. And as a result, it's opening up your entire perspective and understanding of how the universe works and how you can create what you want in your life. So you can see some forward momentum in the areas that Venus, Mars, and Pluto are in right now in your chart, which is the 9th house. And that conjunction, trine to the North Node in your sign, says that you are moving in a fated new direction with your purpose, and you're feeling so lit up and passionate about the direction that you're moving in. And it feels destined to you. It feels like there's no way whatever you're dreaming up right now couldn't happen, because you're sure that it is absolutely meant for you this lifetime and this incarnation. So the 9th house has to do with things related to publishing, foreign travel, connections with faraway lands and adventure, and it's also philosophy, religion, higher education, or teaching. This also is the house that has to do with law to some extent. So if you have any dreams, goals, or ambitions in those areas, right now you are able to dream up the way that your networks are going to support you, in the way that you will reach and connect with people, in the way that you will serve and help them in a truly original and innovative way around this time. The only thing that you need to be aware of with this energy is that you might not be seeing things completely realistically because of how dreamy and expansive this energy is going to feel. And so what this energy is going to ask of you is that, yes, you can create your wildest dreams, but it's probably going to be a lot more work than you're envisioning at this time. It's probably going to take a lot longer than you're hoping, and it is going to require a lot of discipline, commitment, and real life work from you, Taurus. So the thing to know here is that, yes, be dreamy, conjure up all your fantasies for what you want this to look like, and then remember that the goal over the next year is going to be to meet that with real world grounded work and practical application to make those dreams come true. Okay, so for Gemini, for you, the new moon in Pisces is happening in your 10th house of career, public reputation, and the legacy that you leave behind after you are done with your work here in this world. This is a beautiful energy for a new fated beginning. Okay, so for Gemini, the new moon in Pisces is happening for you in your 10th house of career and public reputation. This is a time in which you are head in the clouds dreaming about what your ideal scenario, what the best case scenario could look and would feel like for you in your career and public reputation. I'm really getting the sense for Gemini that a lot of you out there are moving in a fated new direction that you've really been trying to create when it comes to some type of career that has to do with maybe occult or healing or transformative or spiritual topics around this time, because of the energy at play here. And you've recently been able to let go of, or you are working to let go and release something old when it comes to past things that you've done for work or the way that you connect with colleagues. Something related to your daily routine that has changed and has ended around this time, giving more space for you to move in this new direction. And you are also moving away from, potentially for some of you, this could be stepping away from old issues with health and healing old past issues so that you can move forward in a new way here when it comes to this new beginning that you're dreaming up for your career. This is something that feels so fated and aligned to you, like it just can't be stopped. And something about this is financial in nature too. So there is forward momentum and positive energy, progress being made with the obstacles that you've been pushing up against this entire past year related to joint finances or investments or debts or taxes. So for many of you, this is a good time to take a look at your taxes. But in general, there's an issue that you've been working with there that is really starting to gain speed in the positive direction. It's suddenly like all those problems that you've been bumping up against are beginning to release and open up in a certain way. So you really can create this destined, it feels so destined, it feels like there's no way it couldn't happen, right? And you really can create your wildest dreams when it comes to your career in this area, but there's something that you're not seeing completely. And it's that whatever you're doing here related to publishing, teaching out in the world, something that's requiring you to go back to school, or something that you're looking to study, or places that you're looking to go to create this certain lifestyle for yourself all around the world. Maybe it has to do with travel and more of a nomadic lifestyle. What you need to know is that it's going to require more time and commitment and energy from you, and it's going to take longer than you think it will. And so I think you're going to feel willing and ready to really invest the work and time here. But the thing that I want you to know is that it's absolutely possible around this time, and you want to be setting your intentions for everything you can dream up of what the career will look and feel like, as you'll be really connected to source at this time. But you just have to know that if you think you're going to create it in a way that it's just going to poof manifest out of nowhere tomorrow, that's just not realistic around this time, because Mercury is conjunct Saturn in your 9th house. This energy tells me that it's going to take longer and require real work, consistent, grounded effort from you. And commitment is really the name of the game here. So while it might take longer and it might require more energy from you than you might be dreaming up at this time, the end outcome really could end up being exactly like you dreamed. Okay, Cancer, for you, the new moon is happening in your 9th house. This is the house of optimism, hope, philosophy, spirituality, and connection with a higher power. It's a sense of meaning in our lives. And for you, Cancer, I think that there's been a recent change in your networks, something that you've been craving to create to connect with the right people in the right social circles, and something that feels really aligned and full of purpose for you is making some headway around this time. There has been struggle or strain, perhaps in the area related to traumas, triggers, core wounds, fears, and all of the things that you hope to alchemize in this lifetime. And suddenly that's starting to feel a little bit easier and open up around this time as you let go of some problems that you've had with accessing real joy and positivity and hope for your future. Those things are gaining momentum now, and it's spilling over into your 7th house, having benefits for you with your most personal, close one-on-one relationships. You're able to sense now how you can create and come alive and manifest a social life and connections with all of your relationships, especially your one-on-one relationships, that feels really purposeful and fated for you around this time. And there's a sense of being able to dream up and manifest exactly what is best case scenario for you in this situation. You really will be able to do it as long as you're able to put in the time and consistency and effort and work that it's going to take. Because I think the one thing that you might not be seeing around this time, Cancer, is that it's going to be more work and effort than you might be imagining. And it's probably going to take longer than you think it will. But as long as you're willing to put in the work, you really can make your ideal scenario come true here. For some Cancers, this might mean that you've been trying to finance or invest in a big project to help you with your long-term vision. It could be something that you're looking to create, maybe to figure out how to finance going back to school, or this could be for your children as well that you're looking to finance to go back to school. Something here is opening up when it comes to making your financial situation feel better and more abundant for you around this time too. So this energy is overall really beautiful for Cancer, and you can create exactly what you want in the areas of your life related to just your joy and expansion and connection with meaning and purpose in your life. Okay, so for Leo, the new moon for you is happening in your 8th house. This is a beautiful time of dreaming up everything you hope to create and change when it comes to your career. And something here has changed and shifted recently that you've been working to create for a very long time. And it seems like suddenly there's enough forward momentum for you when it comes to your work or your health, your fitness, your daily routine that's supporting you in creating exactly what you've been trying to create for such a long time when it comes to the area of career. And so for you, with this new beginning in the 8th house, it can mean a couple things. You might be dreaming up exactly what your best case scenario is going to look like when it comes to investing in a new business, when it comes to investing in your career. It might also be taking a move for work and letting go of an old place, an old house, or something related to that so that you can move into a new direction that supports your career. This might also be a new beginning when it comes to a topic of occult studies. Maybe you're making some career shifts related to those topics, or psychology or healing. Those are areas where the eighth house is involved as well. This might be a new beginning with the resolution of debt and improving your joint finances so that you can invest more into the direction that you want to go with your career. Either way, your work and your health and your fitness routine, all of those things are gaining momentum right now and supporting you with more energy to create exactly what it is around this time that you are hoping to invest in for the long term. Really, the only thing that I think you might not be seeing around this time is that there is some involvement from your seventh house with Mercury square Saturn here that's indicating it's going to take longer than you think it will, probably because you're having to do it in partnership with another person. And so whatever that means for you is that you're going to have to put in the work and the commitment and the consistency over time. And it's going to require self-discipline for you. And there might be challenges or bumps along the way that you're not really taking full picture of right now because everything just feels so hopeful and destined. And you know the direction that you're moving in your career is absolutely meant for you. You really can create exactly what you want in this area as long as you're willing to put in the work when it comes to the way that you'll need to partner with other people to make it happen. Alrighty, so for Virgo, the new moon for you is having you dreaming up what your best case scenario is when it comes to your close one-on-one relationships, like your marriage partners, best friends, or business partners. Traditionally, though, this is like a long-term relationship that is really important to you. And you are just imagining what it could look and feel like now that there is some positive momentum around your mindset. There's been a recent shift here that's helped you to feel more optimistic and hopeful about what the future could hold for you as you let go of old toxic mindsets. And you've been working really hard to do that. And some of the ways in which you've been doing that is by getting control and structure around your daily routine, your health, your fitness, and your work and your schedule as well. So as you exert more structure in this area of your life, it's supporting you to have more energy and to feel more joy and more optimism. And suddenly things are really moving forward when it comes to your romantic life, when it comes to your relationships with your children, or when it comes to your passions and the things that you do just for fun, or businesses if you run those on your own. Because you've got that conjunction between Pluto, Mars, and Venus happening in your fifth house right now, trine the North Node. You really feel like what the future holds for you is destined and fated and positive, and there's nothing that can get in the way to stop it. And you're dreaming up exactly what it could mean for you in a really, really healing way. The only thing that you might not be considering at this moment, but I think that you are, is that you really have to commit in the long term, and it's gonna take longer than you think it is. So if you're dreaming up this fantastical new reality with, what is this gonna look like for you with your partner, and what is this person gonna be like, and what is this relationship gonna be like, and how are you gonna move forward in a way that feels really good for you in the future, you know that you can create it, but you might just be underestimating how long it's going to take and how much energy you're going to have to put into this over the long term. So as long as you're willing to really back it up with that consistency, you can create your best case scenario in this area of your life. Alrighty, and so for Libra, the new moon for you is happening in your sixth house of the daily routine, work, schedule, and health and fitness. For you, you are dreaming up exactly what your perfect lifestyle is going to look like all around. You've been working really hard to make a change when it comes to your home or how you finance your home, when it comes to investments and debt and joint finances that you have with other people. And some of this is also connected to getting over past traumas and all of this ancestral baggage that you've been carrying with you. And recently, there's been a lot of forward momentum when it comes to those topics, when it comes to your home and your family and the way that you relate and connect with those things and the way that you support financially those things. So around this time, you might be letting go of an old job or an old way of making money, an old issue or problem with your self-esteem, and actually moving forward in a new direction that you've been looking to move forward in for a long, long time, so that you can create something long lasting in your sense of joy and happiness in life. And also, this might have to do with romantic partnerships as well, and looking to create something that feels really aligned there. So overall, with this new moon, you're very focused on creating exactly what you want for your best case scenario with how you spend every minute of every day. How do you support your health and your fitness, and how you eat and take breaks and manage your time, and how you get to your work and manage your schedule. So you're dreaming up and everything that it's going to be for you and how it's going to feel. And you really can create your best case scenario here. But I think the one thing that you might not be considering is that you've got that Mercury-Saturn conjunction happening in your 5th house. This is a pretty beneficial energy because it still makes a trine to your sun, moon, or ascendant. But what it's asking of you is to realize how much work and commitment and consistency this is actually going to ask of you in the long term. To make this something that's stable and beneficial, it's actually going to take a great deal of structure. And so you have to be willing to put in that structure and stay committed to it in order for this to really make your whole dreams come true. And it could actually build something sustainable for you when it comes to your passions and your hobbies or businesses that you create for yourself. For Libras with children, or for Libras who are hoping to have children, I think you can create that too, but you're going to have to realize that it's going to take a lot more work and place a lot more demand and pressure on your schedule. And in order for you to get all of the needs met and all of the things done and finance the projects and invest over here and create the house that you want to have and gain the property and connect with family and have the right relationships and still have time for you and get all the things done, you're really going to have to be structured about your time. But you can dream up your very best case scenario for your day-to-day life around this new moon. For Scorpio, this is a new beginning in your 5th house of joy, passion, pleasure, and doing things for you just because you want to do them. This is your sense of identity, Scorpio, and around this new moon, you're dreaming up what a whole new life could look like for you. You've recently worked to let go or shed some old identity and old skin that just didn't feel aligned anymore, and you're moving in a faded new direction that's going to probably have you working more closely with people one-on-one and doing it in a way that feels much more joyful for you, and it's an area that feels much more passionate for you. So if you are investing your time into a new hobby, a new business, or a new romantic relationship, this is all stuff that can happen really easily for you around this time. Another area as well is children, because this is the 5th house that we're talking about. So maybe you're looking to bring more children into your life or to connect with your children differently. This is a time of imagining and getting creative about what the best case scenario for you is going to look like and how it's going to make space for what lights you up in life. So you've recently let go of something, and it's helping you to move forward in a new way here. There is more momentum and energy around connecting with your community and socializing around this time. You might be asked to think about how you communicate and do so in a new way to reach more people one-on-one, and you might be exploring new forms of media and communication. The only thing that you really need to be aware of with this new moon is that something about your home, family, or property is going to require some consistency and effort and structure in order to get it right here. So as you move forward to create what it is that you want in terms of a lifestyle that really brings you joy, just know that you're going to have to invest some time, and it might take a little bit longer for you on the home front to get things just right in the long term. Sagittarius, for you, the new moon is happening in your 4th house. This is a period in time in which you are dreaming up exactly what the best case scenario is going to look like for you when it comes to your home, your family, your property, or your place of living. You really are envisioning every single detail that you want and getting very creative about what the space is going to look and feel like, both with the people in it and the space itself. recently you've been able to change something and gain some momentum and forward movement when it comes to your work and your financial picture. Suddenly it's like you know how you're going to finance something, you know how you're going to make more money in the future, and you've been able to make a big shift that you've been craving for a long time when it comes to your daily routine, your health, your energy, your well-being, and the way that you spend your time and your schedule. And so because that has kind of opened up after a period of intensity here, you're suddenly able to kind of relax and exhale and see your self-sabotaging patterns in a new light and release them, heal them, let go of them. And that is very much so a part of creating this ideal scenario that you're looking to create when it comes to your home here. So the tendency here might be to want to escape, but really what you need to do is stay committed and consistent with your efforts related to your mindset and where you let your mind go, the thoughts that you ponder, the energy that you invest in technology, and avoiding any tendency to get distracted so that you can stay committed and structured when it comes to the projects that you're working on, because this is very much so a part of how you're gaining all that momentum and speed with your finances that will help you create this ideal case scenario for your home in the future that you're looking to manifest. Alrighty, for Capricorn, this new moon is so beautiful for you. It is a beautiful, positive energy all around for Capricorn, and I'm really loving this because you are dreaming up a new beginning when it comes to all the short trips you're going to take, the things that you want to learn, the things that light you up, the fated new direction that you're moving in when it comes to joy, happiness, children, entrepreneurship, your passions, and the ways that you spend your time just because you love to spend your time that way and for no other reason, right? So around this time, you're able to sort of let go of social circles and commitments to communities and networks that don't really benefit you and kind of bogging you down, so that you can move in a fated new direction that really lights you up and is just for you. And you've been able to change something here recently that's actually mostly related to your mindset and your perspective on the world. And you've got more energy now freed up to really put into learning something new and connecting with your community in ways that feel really beneficial for you, and expanding your mindset in a positive and hopeful way. So you're dreaming up what this future time period is going to look like for you and where you're going to go and how you're going to spend your time. And you really can create your best case scenario here. But the only thing that you're going to have to be mindful of is your financial picture, because you have the conjunction of Saturn and Mercury in your second house. So it is totally possible to create your best case scenario, but it's going to require structure, commitment, consistency, and discipline when it comes to your financial picture and the way that you create and manage your money. You're going to have to keep a keen eye on these things, and if you're willing to invest the time, you can create your best case scenario. The other thing here is that financing whatever you're looking to do going forward might take a little bit longer than you think it will at first, but you could have a very positive outcome in the end and create exactly what you're wishing for, as long as you're willing to invest the time. Alrighty, so Aquarius, the new moon for you is happening in your second house of finances, income, and values and resources. For you, this feels like a dreamy new beginning for what you can create when it comes to your financial well-being and abundance. You are dreaming up the ideal scenario here. And to me, I'm really getting the sense that something is ending around this time. You've been working to let go of something, shed something. Maybe this is an old job, an old position in a career. It could be a self-sabotaging pattern, something that you've really needed to let go of here, so that you can move in a fated new direction with where you live, your home, your family, how you relate and connect to the people inside your home, and where you're actually living and what your home feels like. You're moving in a new direction here, and something about this is dreaming up how you're going to create a really abundant, sustaining lifestyle for you financially around this time. And it's really coming down to what you value and where you invest your time, energy, and money. So you can dream up now around this time what the best case scenario is going to look like for your financial well-being. Now, really the only thing that you need to pay attention to when it comes to this energy is that conjunction between Saturn and Mercury in your first house, which is saying that you can absolutely create what you're going to want to create in here, but you can't be lazy about it. You're going to have to put the work in, the time, the consistency, the effort, and the structure required to manifest exactly what you're dreaming up here, because you are dreaming larger than life in this area, but it is possible as long as you put in the work. And you can you can move in the fated destined direction that you know you're supposed to head in when it comes to the changes that you're making with your home and place of living and connection with your family. So as this thing, whatever it is that's ending for you around this time, is creating space for you to dream about what the future is going to look like and how you're going to draw in more resources and abundance to support those changes that you want to make in that direction that you want to move in with your home. And you really can do it. You've just got to put in the work. Okay, Pisces, for you, the new moon is in your sign, and I'm really excited for you because this is like what a kickstart of a new moon to have your ascendant sun or moon in. It is so beautiful, and this is a period in time in which you're dreaming up the ideal best case scenario for your whole entire life. You're thinking about who you're going to be, how you're going to represent yourself, how you're going to dress, how you're going to show up, how you're going to feel. You're thinking about who you're going to be with and what that partnership is going to feel like. You're thinking about your home, where you're going to live and what that's going to feel like, and you're thinking about your career and how that's going to support you and what you're going to do out in the world. And I'm really excited for you with this new moon because you really can create your best case scenario, your dream world, your fantasy world that I know your head is always up in the clouds thinking about anyway all the time. The energy is here to support you in manifesting it. And recently you've been moving in a fated new direction when it comes to your mindset and your media projects and the things that you're investing your time in to communicate and connect with people and socialize. There's more momentum in your social houses right now. So you've probably had some more energy for connecting with networks and friends and social circles around this time. And you're thinking about new and innovative ways of doing it and sharing information. There might be a course that you're interested in learning, something that you are looking to study or invest time in, or short trips that you're planning that you've been wanting to do that you're able to manifest around this time. And really, it's all because you've been working so hard to let go of toxic mindsets and perspectives and limiting beliefs and just pessimism that holds you back and self-sabotaging behaviors that you can sometimes fall into. So really, this energy is really positive for creating everything you want in your life. The only thing you need to do and remember is that there's a Saturn conjunction to Mercury in your 12th house. And so you're going to have to remember to be mindful, consistent, disciplined, and diligent when it comes to the ways that you self-sabotage, obsessive compulsive behaviors, maybe addictions and escapism that you tend to fall back into, bad patterns that you can sometimes fall prey to. I think you're definitely developing a greater awareness of those things around this time, and you're learning to replace those things with healthier alternatives that connect you to your inner world and your inner space and help you to process. So this might also look like getting really disciplined with your spiritual routines. Maybe it's meditation or yoga or just alone time to recharge and rest, not so much work all the time, so that you can remember the healthy place for rest in order to actually put in the work that you need to create a life that feels truly aligned for you. This is a powerful new beginning that will play out for the rest of the year for you, Pisces. So I'm really excited about this one. You really can create what you want to create as long as you're mindful of paying attention to your subconscious mind. Alrighty, so I think that's all 12 signs. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Have a beautiful new moon. I'll see you in the next one with energy. So.